Spectacular gardens in Britain to a sinister Swedish island because Nick and Aisling have joined forces in their latest film Getaway about a family holiday with a twist. Before we talk more, let's have a look.
Can we buy tickets here for the ferry?
Where are you going?
Oh, we're going to Volta. Volta?
You cannot go there. You will not be welcome on Svalta.
Why have you come here today?
It's our holiday.
We're also here to see your wonderful play.
To enjoy your time on Svalta. It will be short.
I feel like we are being watched.
You will leave this place one way or another.
So, as we saw, you're both in it. Nick, you wrote it, but Aisling, first horror film.
Yes.
Was this an absolute yes immediately, and was it fun?
Yes, because Nick kept leaving dead birds on my doorstep, and he said if I didn't say yes, he wouldn't stop doing it.
Yeah.
Call it pebbling.
Yes. So eventually I had to say yes, and I did do the horror in the end.
Good
So I
tactic.
threatened that the animals would get bigger each time.
And worse.
Gotcha.
And when it got to the
Intimidation
horse, I was like,
tactics.
do you know what, Nick?
I'll do
I'll
it.
do the film.
Yeah.
I will do the film. No, it was an easy thing for me to be part of the Nick Frost world. And if there's anyone going to do comedy and horror, I think it's going to be Nick Frost if we were going to sign up to it. So, yeah, it was... But we had a ball doing it. It wasn't a horror at all. We had so much fun.
It's a lot of fun. And also, making a horror film in Finland, you're covered constantly in a lot of blood. You just have to accept that that's going to be
That's the
part
way.
of your
Fake
job.
blood.
Fake
Yes.
blood,
Fake blood. Sorry.
Fake blood. Fake
Yeah,
blood.
it's not nice either. It's not a nice feeling.
It's like a sugary jam, and because we were in the woods so much, all these little flies...
It was fly season.
from the far
Yeah.
used to kind of come and land. So you would have actually gotten a great, like, Petri dish from our faces of, like, the flora and fauna. And
Like midges in Scotland, is that sort of like...
Yes, and they just used to all... And at the end of the day, we had to take them all off, and they'd be like...
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. Method. Nick, can you tell us a little bit more about the film besides the sticky fake blood?
Yeah, it's just about a lovely family called the Smiths, and there's 4 of them, and we have slightly older children, and it's going to be their last holiday as a family. The kids don't really want to be there, and they get onto this little Swedish island, hoping to see a play, and firstly, the islanders do not want them on the island, and secondly, they uncover some awful plot. And there may or may not be a serial killer there on the island.
Ooh,
Let's have a look at another clip.
I wish this going, shouldn't we? And now, Nick, you are obviously a massive horror fan. You've
Yes.
seen countless horror movies. For you, at this point, what sets the bar for impeccable horror?
Horror's very difficult because the real life is actually a lot more horrific than anything anyone can think of. So if it's frightening, I put horror films on all day, and I sit and I write in front of them. And if there's one that's frightening, and if it works, I stop writing and I watch it, and I think, that was great.
Yeah.
Or I saw something I'd never seen before, or I got frightened, or I got that weird thing where I'm like, what was that? You know, is there someone in the kitchen? What the hell? What was that? And it happens. It's quite nice when it happens because you get so used to looking at... As a filmmaker, you can watch films, horror films, and think, oh, that was a good effect, or that, how did they do that? But to actually feel frightened is quite a nice sensation.
Yeah, you want to be taken out of it. You
Yeah,
want to be
for sure.
the viewer
Yeah,
too.
absolutely.
But obviously, as a maker, it'd be remiss of us not to mention Shaun of the Dead.
Yes.
20 years old
Yes,
now.
thanks.
That film.
No, brilliant.
A classic.
I'm in my 50s.
A classic.
It came out when I was born.
Exactly, fresh as a baby. Now, George A. Romero, who is an icon, you know, he directed The Night of the Living
there
Dead.
he is.
I know when the film first came out, you arranged a screening for him
Yes.
to see it, and he gave you great feedback. Was that one of the most surreal moments of your life?
Yeah, of course. You know, Simon Pegg and me and Edgar had grown up watching George's film, so to kind of get Uncle George his thumbs up was amazing because, you know, we were just a group of lads making a zombie film, and to get him to his approval was amazing. You know.
Aisling, have you ever had a moment where you've had a bit of a pinch me moment, somebody that you admire have, you know...
It's weird because we work in this...
Monty.
Monty Don.
We were
Well,
like-
tonight.
Yeah, on Monty
Yes.
Don, talking
Now.
about flooding.
Right
I've
now.
been dreaming about this for years. But
She's not joking.
Yeah, I'm not. But I remember, and it sounds random, but in this world you start working with so many different types of people. So the novelty can wear off a little bit. But I won a comedy competition when I just started stand-up, and Dustin, the Irish puppet turkey, got in touch with me via Twitter, and my sister was like, he did not.
There he is.
And he represented Ireland in the Eurovision, not as successfully as we would have hoped as a nation, a couple of years back. But he got in touch on Twitter to say, congratulations, go on, you good thing, for winning the competition.
Wow.
And we were like, oh my God, dreams can happen, Monty Don. I tell you, just when you think life has run out of surprises. So that was a big old day.
Good old Dustin. Well, Getaway is on Sky Cinema and now from this Friday. We've got a little comment for you, Monty.